Hello. Ah, what is this again? Oh, it's a podcast. That's right.
Yeah. Ctrl+Alt+Debate, remember? We existed
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. That was it. About like a year ago now. Oh my god.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Hello, viewers. I say viewers. Probably this is just me and Kraken talking to the ether as we normally do, which is great.
Yeah.
We don't mind that. We like talking to ourselves anyway. Like it's a good sign of healthy insanity. So there's always that. But
Helps break things down.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, here we are. We're back and badder than ever. Back to do some more of the good work that we do, which is basically discussing hot topics of in the video game industry. Because let's be honest, there's not really been much to be talking about recently. Well, maybe recently, but not in the last year.
Yeah, not in a good sense, anyway.
No, I mean lots of the game stuff. I mean the Summerfest Game Fest thing I watched with some of the guys from my Discord, and we had a blast on that. It was awesome. A lot of good games coming up, but not really the sort of stuff that we do here on Ctrl+Debate, is it? So we tried that format, and we rather talk about hot topics and stuff that really gets our.
Hot topics like hot video game characters that are not allowed anymore.
I mean, we can definitely do that. I'm up for that. I mean, we've got a couple of gooners on our Discord. Good old Mecky. Not that he's probably watching this, but you know, he loves himself a bit of gooning. Does our Mecky? So yeah, I'm sure he'd definitely watch us if we did a top 10 gooning, you know, waifus from video games. But yeah, anyway, getting off topic. So obviously here we are discussing today. Actually, you probably got it from the episode name, but we are discussing the hot topic at the moment, which is the PlayStation debacle over physical media in gaming, and we put out the bat signal to Kraken. So like, you know, we need to talk about this, man. This is worth bringing back the podcast for, to talk about Sony and the fact that I've been a Sony fanboy as long as I can remember, since the PS1 days. Nothing but love for that company, but this is fucking diabolical. Let's be honest.
I mean, if I could play devil's advocate, I'm actually all for the restriction of physical media, but they need to get the laws in place to protect people who own the digital stuff itself. So if you purchase something, it should be just as if you bought the physical thing. You should always have access to it. You should be able to move it to a hard drive if you want to, whatever. But unfortunately, I think at the moment that none of that stuff is in place. And that's the main issue, because people are losing access to things in other areas. I mean, I think Ubisoft got in trouble for something like that recently, and you can't have that cropping up on an actual console as a base, so because their video game library is just absolutely fucking enormous. And if you imagine some of those just suddenly get struck off because the license just expired, I mean that's not cool, especially if you paid, let's say, for a digital deluxe version of whatever game, and then suddenly they're like, yeah, sorry, we're not carrying that one anymore. It's bullshit.
Well, couldn't agree with you more, buddy. I mean, my PlayStation library is pretty much 100% digital, and that's not really because I dislike physical. It's more because I'm just a lazy fuck, and the convenience of having 8 terabytes worth of like content on my PlayStation, because I went for the like Mahusive like internal disk. What do you call it? Those.
The hard drive.
The hard, the SSDs, like so like give me like 6 terabytes or something. And you got a bit of background noise there. Cracking. Yeah, something in the background.
Was it coming in again?
It's gone away now. I don't know what that was. Anyway, no, still got it. Yeah.
The hell? It's probably that bloody fan.
Oh, it wasn't there before.
Yeah, that's weird.
Technical issues. Well, it's bound to happen, isn't it? If it can happen, it does happen. Like Kraken's currently been tackling his like fan at home who's decided to suddenly like make a shit ton of background noise.
Yeah, I mean, I turned it down a notch, but can you still hear it?
Not now. I mean, it was fine. Yeah, it keeps kicking in. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's odd that it would be the fan though, because we were literally chatting
Yeah,
for
no,
a
I know.
while, and
That's very weird.
we're testing the mics and stuff because obviously we don't like this kind of derailing the conversation here. But anyway, we'll try to just roll with it. Anyway, yeah. So I was just saying, I've got like a big digital library. And it doesn't really bother me that much having digital games, but yeah, it is like more about the laws, as you said, like making sure we have the necessary laws to protect us from, like, you know, their assets at the end of the day, not having access.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, like a physical disc, as I was saying, as I've said many times, is really just something that holds data. I mean, that's all it is. It's not like it's not like there's anything else that's, you know, inherently on a disk. It's literally just a piece of plastic with some data on it. So if you own the data, that's really ultimately the only thing anyone should really care about, like having the assets and being readily available to you in whatever way possible. Like if they remove it. Yeah.
There was this other part, sorry, that I mentioned to you the other day. About the old GTA San Andreas on PC, on Steam, where the music license expired. So without permission, the entire music library of the game was swapped out for this generic crap. If I'm honest, it was terrible. but you know what I mean? Like you're suddenly taking away something that a person had paid for the rights to access.
Wait. What's generic crap when you're at home? Like, what are we talking about?
I honestly don't even know.
Elevator music.
Well, not quite that bad, but it was a jarring difference to the original soundtrack.
Shit. I mean, I don't want some like watered down bullshit of it. That is terrible. I mean, I may as well take it away at that point rather than give you some fucking terrible piece of shit version. I mean, that's insulting. That's worse. I mean, the other thing with Sony, you're talking about, like, there's a lot of things on it, but it's not just getting to the physical media thing. Like, they've also just recently removed 500 movies from people's libraries and literally sent an email going, "Nah, sorry, the license has expired. Have a nice time."
That to me is fucking insane. Like, that is actual insanity. These people have paid for something, and it should be theirs. End of story. It should just remain there for them to access.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. It seems like common sense, but yet there's no legislation, certainly not in the EU, and as far as I'm aware, there's nothing in North America or other parts of the other continents in the world that protects people fully with their digital assets. This should be something that's internationally recognized as...
I think if something within your contract has a timed license, it needs to be front and center in your agreement. Like, it can't be, oh, check out these terms and conditions, and you get like a fucking 500-page manual to go through. It needs to be right there on the front when you purchase it. The music soundtrack on this will have a license that expires on whatever year. Then something like that for all aspects of the digital media. But yeah, it's just removing it straight up from people's libraries is absolutely criminal. I don't give a shit if it's not against the law. It is criminal. It is absolutely vile.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. That's really the whole point of what we've made today's podcast for, is that we need laws to protect this. Like, it seems like the only thing that really matters, all of this can, like the physical data, like people like, for instance, I know like my buddy Mark up from the other Mark, not the one for the Dutch Mark, as we call him.
Mark with a C.
Mark, he's probably listening on his bike on the way home now, but he loves his physical media, and I've got to respect people that love physical media. I mean, I understand that it's mainly the reason that because of digital being so terrible, that people just want to have they want to have what they own. They want to have it in their assets, like physically. But I mean, I don't see any problem with it changing, with there being no discs, but providing we own what we buy. And like you said, that's really the key here, is like having that protection for our digital media, so that we own it, that it's ours, that our library belongs to us, and we don't need to worry about it disappearing. Like, if licenses expire, I'm fine with that. Remove it from, say, the store, and you can still download it as a person because you've purchased it. They just don't. They remove it from the store so you can no longer purchase it. Fine, but don't take it away from people that have already bought it and own the fucking product. It's just
exactly.
It's just dumb.
100%. Yeah.
So
that's shocking.
Yeah, and there's a lot of I've been watching on from bated breath on the sort of X and stuff, like PlayStation getting well over 100 million views on that sort of notification about the physical media dying, and people just fucking shitting on them. I mean, they're getting shit on every sort of platform. They put out a YouTube video about a control pad, like an arcade stick, and the first comment I saw was just like, do you have this in digital format or is it just physical? And it's people just taking the piss, ripping on them, which I think's funny. But I am scared that Sony are going to definitely push through with this though. Like, I don't.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, well, which I'm terrified by that, like, because as we said, the other thing. Well, go on.
It's usually like the legislation will come after the fallout. That's usually how it ends up happening, because the businesses will say it's in the benefit of everyone for whatever bloody reason. Complete rubbish, most of them. But it'll be after the fact, when people start losing their shit about it, that legislation will will have to be fought in the courts to bring it about. But yeah, it's just going to happen. It is, because the businesses do it for themselves. They're in it for their stockholders and their shareholders. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah, but you'd think if that was the case, why have they done this to begin with? Like, if they got the stock, I mean, this is like a massive, potentially brand-destroying decision. Like, they might have to pedal this one back if they lose. Like, what if every one of them moves off to PC or to Xbox or whatever?
Well, if you imagine between all of the games available for the PlayStation platform and the millions and millions of discs that are made and then printed, so to speak, that's a fair amount of money in the production line. So for them to be chopping off this huge chunk of change, it means benefits for their shareholders. That's where the original benefit comes from, but they don't account for the fallout. They assume that over time people will just gradually get used to it and just be like, this is how it is now. Because that's let's be honest, I mean, you just have to look at the Google Play store to understand that is exactly how people react most of the time. People are just okay with gacha being a prevalent thing. It's
funny you mentioned that, because I think this is actually it's a connecting ideal. Like, you and me used to play when it came out. Was it Ever Crisis? The Final Fantasy VII like gacha game.
Oh yeah.
They're discontinuing it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And let's be honest, like, if I'd played that, I probably would have spent thousands on it, because I'm a massive Final Fantasy VII fanboys. Well, we both are. But I mean, that one was easy. It was one of those. It was so predatory, that game. It was like, you want to get Yuffie's new like weapon and new gear and stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, I really want that. You spend like fucking drop like a couple $100 to get it, and then they drop another one and another one and another one, and it's like, oh, it's young Sephiroth. And that was the other next one. They brought like the backstory for Sephiroth, which was really fucking cool, I might add. But they were like, oh, you want to play him? We dropped a couple $100 for that, and I was like, I just remember thinking like, this is gonna get expensive quickly, and dropped out. Thankfully, like, massive like mental fortitude there of just being like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. And if I'd carried on, I would have probably spent thousands, and then finding out they're just been like, bye, we're just gonna drop it, and that would have just been like a massive nuke bomb. I've never been part of that, but I can't probably imagine the amount of anger and like contempt I would have had for Square if I had been one of those people, or I am one of those people currently, just being like, closing the service, all of those that tens of thousands for some people of fucking quid that people spent on that is bye down the toilet. May as well have just wiped your ass with it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it always happens when these companies suddenly they realize like their profit margin isn't as healthy as it was, or as much as they'd hope, and they're just like, well, we might as well just cut our losses. But if we keep going, it'll be a loss for us, so we'll chop it off now. It's like take off a limb because it's got a little bit of infection.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure
It's-
I'm
yeah.
sure that's what it is. I'm not denying the process. Like Square have just been like, yeah, we're cutting, we're start cutting a loss here versus expenses to run the game versus what we're making, because a lot of people leave the game probably after a period of time, and they make a lot of profit in the sort of interim, and then people drop off and they start, and then it's like a decline. But obviously it's not good for brand, like, to be doing that. But I just don't think they care about the people playing gachas, because I just think,
Well,
it's like,
there is one bit of information I've got here that I thought was quite interesting, and it's probably one of the big reasons why Sony decided to go this route. As it says, the recent user stats is 85% of the games are owned digitally. So there's a 15% that are buying physical. So it's kind of on the outwards journey anyway.
No, this is false, by the way. I've actually looked into this. Well, no, but hang on. This is actually important, because it's not necessarily false. It's skewed in a way that makes it look.
It'll be cherry picked, most likely for the PS Pro or something.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's also the way they've done it. Like, for instance, they add digital, right? But that includes all fucking shovelware and shit and all that stuff that you can only buy on the store that doesn't have a physical version. So they skew that number. Not just that, but then hang on, there's more as well. The other thing is, like, if you actually look at games, break them down on like really like AAA titles and shit like that, like Astrobot, for example, like probably one of the biggest selling games on PS5. Fair enough, it's not my kind of game, but I acknowledge the fact that it's an enormous title that's like mass appeal to like all fucking Sony gamers or whatever, PlayStation gamers. But that was something like, it was almost like, I think it was like 65% physical. So like a massive deviation from what it looks like, making it look like it's...
So effectively they are throwing very cherry-picked numbers out to make people think that it is just how it is going to be, like.
Yeah. Well, it's making it look like the physical media
trend
side of it is like dead, but it's absolutely not. That's why they've had such a visceral like negative feedback on it, because there's a lot of people that go out there and buy physical discs, and I don't see a problem with it. Like, it also, like, as I was gonna say, I think I got sidetracked earlier, but I wanted to say that they're gonna have complete control with their digital store. With the physical disc, it keeps the competition up. People, can buy a physical disc for like 25 quid, whereas it's like 60-70 quid on the store. Like, it's a massive deviation of like cost value versus like physical and digital. And Sony's, let's be honest, Sony sales on I mean, I keep an eye out for a good sale here and there, but I try to buy stuff like, I think I bought Power World today on sale, like 50% off, whatever. But like, a lot of that stuff is not always available. So, buying something on Amazon, like a physical disc, you can get those at like ridiculous costs pretty much throughout the year. Whereas Sony like throw out their sales, and I think they only do it because of competition. Once you take away the discs,
if they do this in its entirety, what about these big games that come out with the sort of special deluxe versions where you get like a model or something, and books and stuff with the game? Like, it's just going to be weird, isn't it? Because most people, if they get the collector's edition, they want to like keep it all together, but they don't even have the fucking game in there. It's just like the stuff is just an accessory on the side.
Well, it's like a code. I mean, that's what Sony, they're going to sell them in the store, but it's effectively, this is what I'm going to say, like, it will always be RRP. I don't think like it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, we're going to get this on the cheap and buy it for 20 quid in the store. It's going to be RRP, because it will be literally just a code that gives you the digital version, and they're not going to make any profit on that. I think they just have to sell it at the RRP cost to like make any money, and it'll be on Sony's terms probably. So I think because discs are created in like various places around the world, they get all kinds of different cost values, and they can make, and then you've got pre-owned, as I was saying to you, like, when we talked about this initially, you got the pre-owns as well, like people trading in their games at the local game shop, and people buying them on discount or in bargain bins or whatever, all that kind of shit. That'll be a thing of the past. That won't exist anymore.
And just out of curiosity, like, how often does Sony have like PSN outages?
I mean, very, very occasionally. Like, obviously, there's been some world-class ones, like that time they got hacked way back in 2012. But I
was assuming if it's all digital as well, when that happens, you would not be able to play anything at all unless you had a physical.
No, it's not like Xbox where you have to be online. I mean, I've been able to play my games offline when there's been no internet. Like, you can play your games offline. Yeah, you can still play them offline. I think there's a new rule, I think, that they're implementing where if you've been offline for 30 days or something, you can't play your games anymore. I think that was something.
Or maybe it's only the ones with DRM.
We got just Mark's written a message. I'm on my way home. I just wanted to say that from the Insomniac leaks, most of their games are sold physical, or at least over 50%. Most Sony fanboys buy the same thing, so it's at least 50-50. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I was saying, Mark. Like, that there is way more physical sales than Sony trying to let on. They just skewed the numbers and filled them with, like, think of all those shovelware like titles, and there's literally thousands of them. Like, Sony, they're actually they said they're going to cut back on that, which I think is right, because it's just filled with shit.
It's needed. Otherwise, it's going to end up as a Google Play Store, but for a console, and they need to stop that shit.
I hate shovelware. It's one of the things that I genuinely fucking hate, and also people that just play them. Sorry if you're one of those people that do that, but you're not in my good books for people that just spam fucking platinums by playing. There's probably a game out there called Instant Platinum or something where you just play it and turn it on. It's like, you got a platinum trophy for fucking turning on the fucking game. I'd be like, yeah, that's another platinum trophy I earned. Well done. Yeah, you really fucking achieved something. Yeah, like, nah, like, this is what I'm saying, right? But going back onto the subject, because that's a bit of a sidetrack. The way, like I said, we need to get laws in place, and we need to put in the necessary measures to make sure that our future for gaming is protected, and that we're protected with what we own, and that needs to happen. We need to make a concerted effort as a community, as a gaming community, like, as we should all like band together and like say, change the fucking laws in our region, in our continent, whatever it takes to protect digital assets. Like, why is this fucking such a difficult thing? Why does this have to even be a discussion? It should be just obvious that we should be protected for digital assets that we own. I don't understand why this is not a thing already.
I mean, I feel like they're doing this as well just because of like this whole public image thing, because they've got this Road to Zero plan. They want a zero environmental footprint by 2050. So cutting out massive amounts of plastic is a big part of that. But again, it's like, who really are they doing that for? And that leads me to what I was saying to you earlier about it potentially being some kind of governmental body push from various countries. To try and get some kind of kickbacks for being greener, so to speak.
My concern is, why hasn't it happened already? Like, it seems like a no-brainer. There must be a reason why this is being like stopped. Is it like red tape in the fact that digital media is like hasn't been fully, like, the internet is kind of like untamed, isn't it? I mean, they're trying to tame it in various ways, but ultimately people can bypass stuff. It's kind of like the UK thing with like you know age restricted on everything, and go fuck you VPN. They've already talked about age restricting VPNs. So yeah, well, that good luck with that. There's so many ways around that as well. So I mean, they can keep trying, but there's always a way. With the internet, there's a way around everything. So Mark's commenting, they also counted DLCs, demos, free play. See, yeah, this is what I'm saying.
That is shady.
They put DLCs in there, which is only digital. Demos in there, which is hilarious, only pretty much exclusively there, and free PS Plus games. That's fucking hilarious.
Wow.
Like, that's just fucking taking the piss, isn't it? I mean, That's not even like trying to make it accurate. That's just like we need to make this look much. I mean, to be fair, you started off with it going, oh yeah, it's going that way. But then we've had a couple of things. Mark's put his, you know, once you've seen that, it's a completely different view. So I mean,
but to be fair, at the same time, the PS Pro, if that is the current model and it doesn't have a disk drive, do you have to buy the disk drive separately?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got to buy.
Yeah, so you can buy one.
Yeah, but it's really overpriced as well.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Well, it's because they're trying to force it out.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not manufacturing enough of them, so it's like it's pushed the price up to such a high value that I'm like, fuck that. I'm not buying a disc drive for like, I don't even know what the price is, but it's probably something that's way beyond what it's actually worth. You know, disc drive's probably worth like £100 maximum, and that's really that's actually fucking taking the piss because. You know,
but it's PlayStation. It'll have a really nice like cover on it.
No, it's not. It's literally
that easily adds an extra £300.
But it's not even that, man. It's literally you remove the fucking bit of plastic that's on there, and you stick a fucking another bit of plastic that's got the disc drive stuck on top of it, and that's it.
That's amazing.
It's not. Yeah, it's literally just a fucking remove a bit of plate and stick another plate on, that's it. It's not even flashy, and it's a fucking drive that reads a fucking disc, a Blu-ray disc. You know. Anyway, look. There you go. Mark just said he had to pay 180 at the time. 800 for, I mean, the Pro's gone.
What?
The Pro, like this is what I'm saying. The fucking prices. People are saying the PS6 when it comes out, if it carries on with this fucking AI shit, and they don't get the fucking the issue with all of the, I don't know, it's like it's SSDs now as well. I've heard like fucking there's RAM issues, like all of this crap. They reckon it's going to be in north of 1,500 like for the fucking PS6, which is
at that point you might as well buy a PC because with
there we go.
With a bit of know-how, you can get a pretty decent PC for $1,500.
But I think I think there's a possibility. Mark here, who's on his bike on his way home, like he's considering PC. Like if
he's typing and writing. God, that's a bit dangerous.
I don't know if he's done. I'm probably doing it under traffic lights or something. Sending a quick cheeky message. But yeah, like it's yeah. To be honest, like this is what I'm saying. It's going to be ridiculous. For the PS6 as it is, and then we don't get to own our games on top of that. Let's pay out 1,600 whatever 1,500 for a fucking console, and on top of that we'll be like, we don't know, we don't even know if we're going to be able to play PS5 or PS4 games on it. They could be like, fuck you, we're not doing that. So basically all of your digital shit will have to stay on the old console. I fucking hope that's not the case, because that's the reason. Your Steam, you can keep going. It never stops, you know.
But question: does the PS Pro use an NVIDIA card or NVIDIA circuitry? Because the whole NVIDIA thing is, I mean, it's interesting because I know that they're trying to push the AI into the center of it, and in its current format that they were showing off, some of the games did look a bit like WTF, mate. But if we're talking in long-term kind of scalability of quality on various graphics cards, if the AI is going to do a better job for a half-assed developer, then we've got a fairly decent chance of even if the hardware plateaus for a while, that the games can still look good. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, so they may be able to create the PS6 with a lower budget. If that makes sense.
Well, apparently I just looked it up. It's a custom AMD RDNA based GPU.
Oh, okay.
No, but I mean it's still. I mean, we don't know what they will use for the PS6, so it could be. Probably will be whatever's the cheapest option anyway, because like you said, I really don't think they want to be competing with PC. PC's looking better and better every single day. As I was saying, the Steam, as much as I think Steam's great. I mean. I've got nothing bad to say about them. They tend to do great sales and stuff, and the fact that you get to keep all of your digital like data. I mean, I've got games that I purchased back in when I first got Steam, like back in like 2007 or whatever it was, to back in the day, like approaching 20 years ago, and I've still got those games on my Steam. You know, I mean. I don't have any of my PS3 games. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. They're shutting down the PS3 digital games and the PS Vita games, and they put the PS Vita store, the stores, and they put that you'll be able to download them still for the foreseeable future, which is very ominous, because
I wouldn't say it's ominous,
means,
but foreseeable future is a bit of a weird word to choose, like words to choose, aren't they?
But to me, that means it's finite. That there's an end to the road somewhere. But it's like, that's my shit. Like, why is that even in? It should be, you'll be able to download them for as long as forever, as long as the internet and data can be obtained. That's it. It's locked in.
Mark makes a good point. Can I play my physical PS5 games on a digital PS6? I'd say the answer is probably fucking no.
How should I put this nicely? You're fucked. You're fucked. Yeah. I honestly say, as much as I'd love to say, there's a good possibility. I genuinely think you are fucked there, unless they massively backpedal and decide that they're going to put a disc drive on the PS6, which is that's the only real. Let's be honest, that's the only way it's going to work. They may do that. I mean, but it will only happen if they run it back, like backpedal, and I don't think they're gonna backpedal, unfortunately.
Not likely.
I really don't think their silence is honestly deafening. Like, when it comes to this, they've not responded. Yeah. They've said nothing. I think they're just hoping the whole thing will just blow over, and it either does or it doesn't. And this is where we come in. This is literally what this podcast right now is like. Let's fucking roll the masses. Let's get our pitchforks and fucking burn some cunts at the fucking stake. Yes. Let's not do that. But that we could in a democratic fashion. Let's do that.
Yeah. Are the ones that are fucked ain't getting my money? Ah, yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, that's effectively what I was saying in my roundabout way.
Yeah.
Don't pay them. Unfortunately, it's my main source of entertainment, so it's quite hard for me not to pay them when I don't have a disc drive, and B, don't really have access to play my games anywhere else. I mean, I could go on my PC, but let's be honest, my PC is like some fucking relic. It's amazing that I'm able to run this podcast without the fucking thing burning out. So, yeah, I mean, it's fine. It can play some games, but it's not like my PS5 Pro is like far more capable of running like games. And my drive to play video games, unfortunately, supersedes my drive to like put the dagger in Sony, for at least for now. I can't really. I'd have to go and buy a brand new PC. That's the first thing I'd do. Not that I could do that.
Yeah.
I'd lose all my PlayStation friends. I'd have to, That's the other thing. It's like it's very entwined.
I'll tell you what. The only thing I'm annoyed about is the fact that I think I bought my PC one generation too early. Because it is literally like, actually two, because I think it's two cards further forwards that can use the AI thing. Which is quite annoying.
Yeah, but you also would have been paying top dollar. Like, you got it right before this insane bullshit happened.
Yeah.
So I think you did well in that particular case.
Yeah, I think about a month later, my computer will probably be around fucking 3 times the amount.
Yeah. But like, I think just going back to the sort of digital future, the future of gaming, like physical media, I think always has a place, really. Like, I don't think there's any reason not to have it other than companies wanting to cut costs.
Yeah.
That's the real only reason. They just don't. They want to cut. I mean, I can understand that. I suppose it cuts off and gives them more profit margins, but it pisses off a fucking ton of people in the process, and potentially fuck this. I mean, it depends. Today's world are very fickle and are quite happy to sort of just go with the flow. It's a lot of bark and no real bite. That's how I would define.
See, I think a lot of it, unfortunately, is down to the current environment around the world. Like, all these different governments harping on about going green and doing all this other stuff. I think that they must be being offered like major incentives in countries where they function or where they work for getting rid of physical media because of the lack of like the lowering of the amount of plastic used. I think that's going to be their main drive.
Can you imagine that? That's their entire argument. We're trying to do better for the world. We're trying to clean up this. You know, there's fucking.
They don't give a shit.
No global warming.
They just want They just want the kickbacks.
Yeah, physical media is destroying the world. We can't do that anymore. It's against our ethos and our ethics. Fuck that. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah.
Pretty sure they were working on a biochip many years ago, and that was fucking creepy.
Yeah, that does sound bizarre. But
living tissue as a media form.
Like,
God damn. No, thank you.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, like I don't know. Like the hope is that the future for us all is something that we have tangible like ownership of. I don't really care if it's physical or if it's digital. I just care that I own it. And that's fair. And I think probably even the physical people will probably somewhat agree with that. Like physical, like the disc, like I said, is just something that holds data. It's not really tangible. The only reason it's tangible is because you own the fucking data in your hand. You know, someone can't come and take it away from you. If we had the same rules for digital, I think people wouldn't really fucking care about having a fucking disc. Like it's just an arbitrary thing, really. It's the fact that you have it and it is yours undeniably that matters.
Yeah.
And I think that is the only like true resolution to make everyone just be like, if there was people still arguing after that, I'd be like, well, yeah, fuck off, man. Like realistically.
But you can also look at like obviously there's this sort of gap, a similar gap between people who like owning physical books and people that just like having a Kindle. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a similar type of deal because it is very much about like holding your physical property, whereas
is that the case or the disc? Because I'm not saying physical. Like you could still collect your games and have them in a fucking, you know, on display in your fucking cupboard or whatever, as people collect all the games. Yeah. I mean, a physical, like, is it the disc that people care about, or is it the box and the art and the fucking whatever, and you know, all that shit? You could still have all that crap, just you don't have a physical disc inside it. And I think that's probably just because people have literally been conditioned to be, you know, since we've had CDs, you know, since we've had fucking vinyls, you know, it's been like a fucking ingrained into us that we need to have like something tangibly physical in our hands, like a fucking thing that we can play or, you know, put into something. But I actually am one of those people that I'm quite happy to embrace digital, providing we have the necessary fucking laws in place to protect it.
But like there is definitely something quite nice though about the physical. I do understand that. I mean, as you brought up vinyls, and that's an interesting one because there is still like a very big following of people that are real audiophiles that just love having the vinyls. And
actually, I know someone that does that. My friend Greg, he collects vinyls.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, but he doesn't open them.
I mean, that's different. That's different. That's
he just collects them. He just collects them. Actually, I don't know. I don't know 100%. He doesn't. I think he has got a vinyl player, so maybe I'm wrong. But I'm not sure whether people really care about the collection because they want to have the vinyl box with all the trimming and the thing. I suppose it's got the vinyl inside of it. So
but it also has that kind of like status, doesn't it? So if you like walk into someone's house, like on the holiday we just went on, in the main house there was a big vinyl player, and they had a big like whopping wad of these random songs. They even had The Sound of Silence, which is quite funny. It's just one of my favorite songs, but it gave a different image of the place as a whole. You know what I mean? Like because it's there. But I don't think CDs and that sort of stuff will ever have that similar style of placeholder for people's emotions, if you know what I mean. I don't know. It's
but this is what I'm saying. Like when I think about it, I try to like objectively look at it, and I just think, is this conditioning, or is it just do we really? I mean, it's just something that's ingrained into us as like a society and as a people. The owning physical, like not some sort of disc or like, you know, thing, a cassette tape or a CD or a DVD or a Blu-ray, whatever the fuck it is.
Well, actually, what Mark's just said as well, he's saying, I can buy physical, sell it, share it. It's an asset. I got more worth out of it than digital, which is
the
so
reseller,
true.
that's true. The reseller bit, like if you buy digital, I do agree with that. Actually, it's a very good point, Mark.
But also, what we spoke about it earlier today. Remember about if you were able to leave your library of games to someone.
Oh yeah. This was like this morbid thing, right? Where it seemed like, to me, it's morbid, right? Like if let's say I have children or whatever, and I die, and I go bequeath them my PlayStation library of like fucking, by that point probably like 50 grand's worth of games, or probably more than that. God knows what it'll be, but it'll be a fuck ton of money. But I certainly wouldn't want to fucking have my library of my dead father's fucking video game library, where I can look at his history and be like, oh look, he played that. Like,
is it where you accidentally find all his Guna games?
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. They're just all the messages would be there, like of them talking to other people. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be like, it would not be.
It would be weird.
I would, like it would be the sort of thing where I'd be like, this is what I'm saying. Like you got all that other shit that's associated with your account as well, like your personal data, like talking to friends, and conversations. Yeah. I mean, I don't talk on PSN because it's like the last platform I'd use. I'd use Discord or WhatsApp, whatever. Chatting on PSN is like, who the fuck does that? But there's probably some people that do it. There must be.
Imagine that someone left their library to their son, and then he like goes through their chat messages, and it just says, "Oh God, my son, he's home. He's such a dick."
Yeah, he's got all these messages going, "My fucking son's a fucking wastrel, cunt, piece of shit,
useless twat.
Fuck that asshole." Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, thanks, Dad. Fuck you as well. I'm selling your account. I'm gonna fucking sell it." But yeah, like all of that personal data and shit, you wouldn't want that really being passed on to someone. So I mean, presumably you could just delete it, I suppose, and then sell it.
Well, yeah. But it also comes to the whole privacy part. Like there should be only certain aspects of it that are passed on. Like the games themselves, none of the saves should be passed on. None of the chat messages should be passed on. Just the game's codes. There you go. Add it to your own library. That's it. Done.
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to implement that kind of... This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to say. It's like, the laws and, like, regulations that would need to be brought into place would be fucking monumental. You know, like, all of this shit would have to be cleaned up. Like, if you own your libraries, and... I'm just worried about console futures in terms of, like, your ownership of, like... Because, let's be honest... They could go PS6, fuck all the old shit, and they'll be like, you still own your PS5 stuff, but you're going to have a PS5 to play PS4 PS5 games. So that means they're going to have a fucking PS6 and a PS5, and then if PS7 comes out, I need a PS5, PS6, and a PS7 if I want to play my old games. I really just don't want that shit, man. I want them to sort of just follow the Steam process, where it's just like everything's just moved over to next consoles. What's this? We got some. So earlier, China passed a law saying game library can be passed on to someone after. Well, there we go. So that's
nice one, China.
Yeah, China. Fucking
win.
Yeah,
China's ahead of the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's great. We need that across the entire world, though. We need to all move to China tomorrow, so we can start having ownership of. Thing. I mean, if you can do that, that's what I'm saying. That kind of law should be on it. And then I got one from I bought Pokemon Heart Gold in 2018 in the Pokemon Go hype for $40. Now can sell it for $250. I care about my games as investments. All right, that's fair enough as well.
Sure, 210 quid for holding on to something for 8 years.
That's the other thing we didn't consider is like the long term. No one's gonna buy a box with a fucking with a code in it. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe if the world changes and like the new world becomes the new collectible. But I mean, who's gonna be like, oh, look at me, I've got a code that somebody used fucking 30 years ago. Like, it's not a physical disc, is it? So
and plus they've tried all these digital asset type games as well, like where you can own something in a digital version of the world, and they never go well. They never stick around.
Well, it's because it's like TCGs, right? Imagine, like, I think Mark as well, he collects Pokemon cards. Can you imagine if they're like, yeah, we're doing away with physical cards, but you can have like you can have your card digitally online and own it. You know, but it become like those crypto things. What are they called? The NFTs. Fucking NFT Pokemon card.
Oh mate, Jesus, yeah.
You own the fucking.
That'll be the next step for fucking Pokemon, won't it? You won't have actual cards, you'll just own the NFTs.
Yeah, you can like show them a picture on your fucking phone. No, I've got this. This is my collectible card that I own. Yeah. I no longer have the physical version because they've been discontinued, but I've got it on digital format. That'd be hilarious. Didn't Igo Reason? Sorry, I'm pronouncing your name wrong there. Elgo Reason. Didn't Steam do something? Didn't Steam do something where they wiped in-game items from everyone's account in the last year or two? People lost it. I don't know that. I best probably Kraken's, but I mean, I don't play Steam enough.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Like, they've got the point shop, but I do remember them ages ago for certain games. They did have a thing where you could buy in-game skins with points, and you could also sell them on for like not actual cash, but Steam account credit.
Wow.
So that does sound about right. Because I haven't seen anywhere. Because where was it? What was the game? Team Fortress 2. There was like a bunch of stuff for that. You used to be able to get like outfits for your characters and different gun skins and shit like that.
Fucking hell! Wasn't there like CS:GO? Wasn't there like some crazy fucking skins for guns that go for like hundreds of thousands?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, CS:GO. I think CS:GO is definitely one. Like I know some people like some people were making millions off that fucking like skin shit. Like some guy was making millions off it on YouTube, doing like YouTube skin reveals and shit like that, or whatever. Like I don't know, on CS:GO, and that's fucking nuts. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Digital content, has just as much power in its own way, depending on what it is.
But I think it dies off quicker though, like because CS:GO is great, right? But in 10 years' time, there'll probably be another type of CS:GO game that will be better than and more followed, so they won't be worth shit at that point. So like it's just another like digital asset that will kind of appreciate in the short term.
Some
I suppose these people have lost out a lot, but yeah,
some physical assets don't appreciate at all though, or they do very little.
Yeah, but I mean in terms of like the digital world, they tend to depreciate much fucking quicker.
Is that Greg? Is that you in there, Greg? Oh, that's probably Greg because he's like WhatsApping me shit. Oh, that is it. It's him, yeah. So it's Greg. Greg.
I did see that Igor bit.
Yeah, Igor. Yeah. I saw. Yeah. So it's my eyesight. I'm getting old. Like I'm looking at tiny text on my fucking 85-inch TV that's across the room from me, and it's like fucking miniature text. Sorry, Greg. Like, but yeah, like, well, it's funny because I was talking about him as well. I was talking about your vinyl collection.
This Greg guy.
yeah. We were talking about your vinyl collection and saying I was like, I didn't know. I just thought you just bought them. I didn't know if you played them or not, but I think you did because I think I remember you saying that you had a player. So that's what I'm saying. People buying physical like media and not necessary. Some people. Okay, how about this? eBay, right? Have you ever seen like the most things that sell for the most are like stuff that's still in the cellophane wrapper? Like people fucking go nuts for that shit. If something still it's in its original wrapper, it normally goes for like bonkers money because it means it's never been opened. It's something from like the 80s or the fucking 90s or something in its original wrapping. It's just fucking ridiculous money. And I do think that physical media, people get more wrapped up, and no pun intended, in like specifics of like how it's presented. Like whether it's open,
like they won't even open the box. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it's not been opened, or it's been opened and it's barely fucking touched, or like the whole thing with like the physical cards, like TCGs having like PSA fucking some. This is an actual company that like looks at the card and goes, this is a PSA 10 because we fucking said it is. Which is like supposedly it's the highest rating that you can get on a card. Basically means it's not even fucking been farted on from like fucking distance. You know, this thing's like pristine. Someone's literally taken it out of the box with fucking gloves on and put it into this fucking thing that's never fucking touched, never been exposed to any fucking anything.
So there's people that used to open the old baseball player cards with like tweezers and shit so they didn't accidentally leave finger grease on the card.
Yeah. Greg saying here, physical assets can break, scratch, and lose all value and become worthless. Yeah, I mean, that's the other way, isn't it? If you fucking overuse something, it basically becomes worthless. So.
My dad had an old Roman sword, and I used it to chop down a tree, which dented the shit out of the blade. And I bet it wasn't worth fuck all after that. I don't think he was too happy with me.
I've done shit like that before. Have you ever, when you get like a brand new... it reminds me of the time when I built my own one of the PCs I built, and I fucking put the CPU pins in wrong and bent them, and I was like, fuck. That was a bad day.
That's brutal.
Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck me. And I was like, spent like the next like 3 days like going in there with fucking like magnifying glasses and shit, and like using tweezers to like fucking straighten and shit.
I know Greg said about scalpers buying to sell are the worst of any fandom. You are not wrong. I was watching a video recently about Pokemon scalpers, and there's a machine that this guy took his kid to buy some decks, and in the bin next to it there was just full of cards, and like some pretty handy cards if you're a player, but not if you're a scalper. So they just got loads of fucking free cards for nothing. And it is ridiculous, because they will buy up a whole machine in the hopes of getting one card that's worth a couple grand or something.
I mean, scalpers are the worst. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the people that are going in stores and just buying out every fucking last Pokemon card that's on, and they just buy the whole store out. There was like the video of some kid like with his dad, and he's like, "Can I get one of the booster packs?" And he's like, "No, they're mine. I bought them. Like, I got there first." It's like, bro, this is like some fucking 4 or 5 year old kid who just wants them because he's a fan of Pokemon. You're literally just buying them so you can fucking sell them at profit on eBay.
Yeah,
which makes
and the dude probably wants to buy a house.
Yeah, fucking class A fucking scumfucks, man. They can fucking suck my dick. Those people should be they should be held accountable. Like, these are like the worst types of people. Yeah. They don't deserve, like, I mean, they're literally you pushing the boundaries of just like law, trying to, like, you know, I mean, there's nothing against it, I guess, in a law sense, but it just makes you a terrible human being, because you're taking away from, especially when you're taking away from just fucking kids, man. I mean, Jesus
screwing
Christ.
over children just for the sake of trying to get an extra buck, and it's like, come on, like, there's got to be other ways of doing it that where you're not just fucking over people around you.
Yeah. I mean, scalpers are just another fucking reason, which is kind of actually good, because in digital format, I guess you wouldn't have scalpers; they wouldn't really exist. Certainly for media, at least. They're probably still going to find other ways, like tickets to fucking concerts and shit like that. But you know,
I mean, they do that. So yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. The Pokemon card hobby is cooked. Mark says people are only in it for the money. That's kind of the problem, isn't it? Really, it's not really about the love of the collecting stuff anymore. It's just money, and that's kind of sad. I mean, I'm all for like making a bit of money out of TCG. I mean, I've got a full collection of the Final Fantasy. Me and Greg actually, we used to go into Jib, and we used to go up to the stores and buy like I can't remember what they call them. Omen. I can't remember what the names are for the thing, but we got the first edition cards, and I've got a full set of the first edition, and I think I had them valued.
Magic the Gathering?
No, Final Fantasy. Like Final Fantasy. Yeah. And I looked it up. I think mine was like, I paid like 600 quid to get the full set, like in total, back in the day. Like, when I say back in the day, it was like 2018. Around then, 2017, 2018, and I've looked recently, and like the cards, I did like a quick run through. It was about $3,000, so that's big markup on that one. So you know, there's a lot there's a lot of money to be made in collectibles. I mean, do you know what I would have done if I could go back in time, like to when I was like a teenager? I would have paid money to like buy like brand new TCGs that were coming out, like major, like buying Pokemon cards when they first come out. I would have been retired now. Like, there's so many, like, from that first editions when they came out, just buying them when they were like cheap as fuck, and you'd be selling them for fucking millions now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things you don't think about, but it's like when you get a bit older, you're like, damn, you should get in on the collectibles, because that's really where the money's to be made. Greg says, I think in Japan they started selling Pokemon cards, cutting off the corner of packets to ensure they can't resell closed packets at a profit. Interesting. Cutting off the corners of packets to ensure they can't resell closed packets as a profit. That's fucking crazy that they need to go to that level.
Yeah. It would be just if it was from a shop, I'm guessing, or as the machine literally, as it spits out the packet, snip off the corner. So it's been sold, kind of thing.
I mean, I don't know anything about this, but I'm sure Greg will like do his little say something in a minute. But yeah, just you know, I guess these are all weighs in on the same subject. You know, owning physical stuff is a big deal, and it still carries a lot of weight in the world. You know, like all these collectible things we're talking about, it's still very much relevant to the overall overarching subject. In the shop, he says. So yeah. But yeah, like this all really is interconnected with the fact is, let's be honest, whilst I'm a big advocate for digital, and I am definitely probably one of the biggest advocates for it, because mainly I like the convenience. I mean, bottom line, but, and it's a big but, human beings are wired to want to own stuff and have things tangibly that they own. I mean, whether it's vinyl discs, or it's like video games, or it's collectible cards, or it's whatever it is you're collecting, like figurines. I mean, I've got tons of figurines. I mean, some of these things I guess aren't really tangible for digital format. You know, like you can't have a digital figurine. Well, you probably could, but it's fucking stupid. You need to have something that you want to put on display. So, you know, but this is where the digital media stuff doesn't really hold up that much, because you know, discs, you just take them out of the box and put them in your computer, and as far as I'm concerned, you don't really show off the disc, do you?
So I mean, it could be a case of them making something of some kind of card that has the code in it, and you know, you get to keep that as a memento. I don't know. It'd be weird.
That just sounds so shit.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It's like, oh, you got like a bit of paper that's like, oh, this, you bought this game, and you have a little code, and it's like some little drivel on it about thank you for purchasing. You know, it's not really exciting. Like a disc, you know, it's like
a bit of artwork, maybe.
Well, okay, for instance,
a mini canvas.
One of the things that I remember, like from like you'll remember this, was the original Final Fantasy VII. Now, I remember it was really cool. Let's see if you remember this. It was really cool to have the black label. I had the black label one, but then the game like became like massive, and it went to the Platinum series. And I don't know if you can remember this, but it was like the silver version, and the inside, the silver version was different because it didn't have the actual printed fucking Final Fantasy VII shit on it. It was just like a fucking, like an old school 80s fucking disc. It just had the printed name of the game on it, and it was like a silver disc. I mean, obviously going with the platinum thing, but it just generally looked fucking shit compared to the original, the one with the black label and everything. And I remember having the black label and being like, wow, this is really cool. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. I don't think it'd be worth that much anyway, because there were so many copies of them, but it was still cool back then because, you know, a lot of people started buying the game when it went platinum. And they made way more of them than they did of the black labels. So this is what I'm saying. It was cool to have like the disc version of that was like different. It had like cool art on it and shit. And I think maybe the artistic value of like discs is also
the limited ownership. Yeah, I mean, it's the limited ownership. You've got this kind of, I don't know, not status or anything, but internally your own person feels cool because you've got a little something extra that other people won't be able to get again.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think physical media has a place still. I think I'm not against it like continuing. Like I think it's good and it's healthy for the sort of the general market, and not having the fucking companies have monopoly on their digital content or their stores, because if there's no competition, and let's be honest, there's no competition with consoles so much, providing someone doesn't physically move to another console. I mean, this is one thing is like I have a lot of what is the word? Like I'm loyal to Sony because I've been with them literally since PS1. It really, I don't want to move off the console. I'm like, you know, it's really just something that I've just been part of. But I if I have to, I will. And it would be sad that would be a sad day if that comes. and I really hope it doesn't. Mark put, yes, I bought cards from a guy 2 weeks ago, and when he bought Pokemon cards, they had to cut the So yeah, he's just talking about the same thing that Greg was talking about. It's about them cutting the edges off. This is what I'm saying. Like all of these things, so hopefully we won't have to worry about this with PlayStation, and they'll actually go back on this. I really hope they do for their own sakes, because it could be catastrophic.
Yeah. I gotta be honest. I'm calling it. I don't think they will go back on it. Even they may pause it for a little while, but I think they'll still go ahead with it.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
But I think I don't really have anything else to say on the subject. I think we've covered everything, and it's coming up on an hour, so I think we can probably close off today's podcast with that. Just like to say thanks to everyone that came along to listen and show a bit of support and interacting. It's been fun answering questions and stuff, which is nice because we don't always do that. Last one from Greg before we go. NFT art is a good example of digital only limited tangibles falling quite gloriously. Yeah. Well, I think Mark was talking about literally just saying about Mark just saying that the rise of digital assets being worth something and then literally losing all their value. But you could say that about some physical media as well. Some things they have a rise in interest and then suddenly they lose value as well. So, but I think digital is probably more susceptible to that than anything, because it's kind of like either in the moment where people are really into something, and then once that's passed.
In digital, the market moves much quicker as well. So if there are any changes that come along, or something else appears more interesting, then people tend to forget what they've just got sitting on a hard drive. You know what I mean?
Well, that as well. NFTs to me are kind of mind-boggling. Like it is, with the greatest of respect. I hope there's nobody here that's an NFT owner, but to me, it's the most fucking stupid thing I've ever heard of. Buying and owning a digital image, which anyone can literally just copy and be like, I've got it as well. Like, I've got the original now. I've got the fucking one with the signed fucking law that says I own it. It was just like, okay, well, I've just copied it. I see,
like,
just screenshot is mine now.
The major coat cards were like, oh yeah, but if someone wanted to use this picture in something, they'd have to pay me. It's like, okay, but
it's some obscure fucking image that no one's gonna fucking care about or ever use.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fucking
and as Greg said, it could be screenshotted as well. So
well, that's what I said. That's what I said. Yeah. That's why I was just saying as well. You just fucking screenshot the fucking thing.
Why?
It's just fucking stupid. But yeah, this I think it's a good note to lend it on NFTs. Yeah, hopefully that's not something. But I'm sure we'll be back again. I don't know when. Hopefully not a year, because it has been a year since the last podcast. And I've enjoyed today. Today's been fun, and it's been good chatting with you again. Well, I mean, I chat with you anyway, but it's good to sit down and have a little rant about whatever it is on our mind. I'm sure we'll find something else. If I do, I'll try and keep an ear out for like something worth chatting about. This one was just something I felt like we had to get on and have a fucking rant about. So
closing, I fully agree, Mark. We should be allowed a choice.
Yeah, having choice is an important thing. And let's make that the leaving comment. We should work for a way for us to have better choices in what we decide to have, and also at the same time give us better protection for digital ownership. I think those are the things we should take away.
Sony turning fascist, taking away people's choice.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for tuning in, and hopefully it was entertaining. And we'll see you guys on the next one, whenever that may be. Take care.
Peace out.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.